dangerous swatting hoax in Leamington.
All the surrounding OPP officers are going to drop what they're doing unless they're involved in a similar call, and they're going to attend. And if you tie up all their resources, something else is going to drop off the table.
A fake emergency call triggers a major police response. Reckless racing. The consequences of speeding after a driver was busted going 3 times the speed limit. And off to an amazing race.
I'm Amin.
And I'm Soraya.
A mother-son duo compete in a worldwide competition representing Windsor.
Each challenge shows you that you can do something outside your box, outside your comfort zone, and still, get it done.
CTV News with Stephanie Mazzotti.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on CTV Windsor and AM 800. A large police and emergency response east of Leamington Tuesday was sparked by what investigators say was a fake emergency call. OPP are warning about the dangers of swatting and the strain it can put on public safety resources. As CTV's Chris Campbell reports, police say these incidents are becoming an increasing concern across North America. Chris.
Yes, Stephanie. In this case, Essex County OPP got a call for a violent family dispute involving weapons on Talbot Road East. A serious and potentially dangerous situation, but it turned out to be something else entirely.
Officers, emergency crews, and specialized police resources were called to the 500 block of Talbot Road east of Leamington Tuesday afternoon after receiving a report of a violent family dispute involving weapons. But Essex County OPP quickly determined the call was false.
There was a call, a swatting call, which is basically a fake call for service where there's some sort of emergent situation happening. And it calls for a large reaction on our part as well as other emergency services to handle the situation.
Police say swatting incidents are becoming more common and can have far-reaching impacts. Beyond causing fear for the unsuspecting residents at the center of the call, officers say these incidents tie up valuable emergency resources that may be needed elsewhere.
A swatting call can trigger a response that's designed for the worst-case scenario. Officers don't know a report is fake until they arrive and investigate. That's why police and public safety experts warn these incidents can create risks far beyond the address where the call originates.
When you think of it in the case of a place like Leamington, where all the surrounding OPP officers are going to drop what they're doing unless they're involved in a similar call, and they're going to attend. They're going to contain the area. They're going to call in the tactics and rescue unit from London, a K9 unit, probably police negotiators and an incident commander, and more. And if you tie up all the resources, something else is going to drop off the table.
Investigators continue working to identify whoever made the false report. Police say swatting incidents can lead to criminal charges, including public mischief, threats, or harassment. CTV News public safety analyst and former OPP Commissioner Chris Lewis says anyone considering making a fake emergency call should think twice.
Think about it, the harmlessness in deploying $1 million worth of resources, taking them from other real situations. What's the risk to the public, and what's the risk that you're going to have a criminal record, go to court, maybe go to jail, and never be able to cross the border in the United States again?
Police have not released any information about a possible suspect or even if the call made was from a local number or not. They simply say the investigation remains ongoing. Stephanie?
Chris Campbell with our top story. Thank you for this, Chris. 2 adults and a youth have been arrested after a 16-year-old girl was drugged and sexually assaulted. Police found on June 21st the victim was at a party in the 800 block of St. Louis Avenue when one of the suspects gave her a drink that was drugged, significantly impairing her. Police say a second female was physically assaulted when trying to intervene. 18-year-old Ali Abazar Ali Kal Hussein, 19-year-old Connor Timothy Sterling, and a 17-year-old are now all facing charges. In other news, a Windsor driver accused of going nearly 3 times the speed limit is facing both provincial and criminal charges after being caught traveling more than 200 kilometers an hour on a busy highway. But even drivers caught at far lower speeds can face consequences lasting well beyond the initial ticket. CTV's Sanjay Maru joins me now to explain tonight. Sanjay.
Stephanie, police say drivers offer all kinds of explanations when they're pulled over, from saying they needed to get to work quickly to saying they just needed to use the washroom. But OPP say nothing can justify a speed like the one seen this past week. And while that case is extreme, an insurance broker says the consequences can begin at speeds that many drivers may consider far less serious. Here along one of Windsor's busiest thoroughfares, Cabana Road, it's easy to see how often people drive well above the speed limit. But if you think that's bad, consider an incident this past week along Highway 3 in Kingsville, where police say a driver was caught going 239 kilometers an hour in an 80 zone.
It's outrageous, and obviously no regard for the other drivers around them or themselves at that speed. There's really nothing you could do to react if something were to happen.
Most drivers will never come close to traveling at that kind of speed, but a local insurance broker says the financial consequences of speeding can begin with a much more ordinary ticket, even one for just 10 or 20 kilometers an hour over the limit.
Anything under 40 kilometers could increase your insurance anywhere between 25 and 50%. Anything over that, 50 to 100%.
According to the head of Tabone Insurance, insurers do not focus on how many demerit points a driver receives. They look at the conviction itself. And unless a driver has purchased minor conviction protection, Jesmyn Tabone says even a lower level speeding ticket can cause a significant increase at renewal.
A simple $100 ticket could cost you thousands of dollars over the next 3 years.
In this case, the 29-year-old Windsor driver was charged with dangerous operation and stunt driving. Their license was suspended for 30 days and the vehicle impounded for 2 weeks.
I can't think of an excuse that would justify those actions. We hear everything from as simple as I was late to, I have to use the washroom.
And Stephanie, the insurance broker you saw in that piece tells me companies have become far less tolerant of speeding convictions over the past 5 to 10 years, with some treating them almost the same as an at-fault collision. He adds drivers with repeated convictions can be dropped by a standard insurer and moved into the non-standard or facility market, where insurance costs will skyrocket. Stephanie.
Okay, and Sanjay, we have a little bit more about that later on in our show. Sanjay Maru, thank you for this. So this takes us to our question of the day. Have you ever gotten a speeding ticket? Go to our website to cast your vote, ctvnewswindsor.ca. Yesterday, we asked if you think more needs to be done for police officer safety in Canada. More than 1,200 people answered. 81% say no. Now, this comes as the province is raising the speed limit on more sections of Ontario highways. Starting Friday, drivers will be able to go faster on some sections of Highway 401 and 416 in eastern Ontario. The speed limit is being raised to 110 kilometers an hour, up from 100. The limit will increase on other parts of the 401, 402, 403, 416, 417 and the QEW by the end of September. The Ford government began raising speed limits on some sections of the highway 4 years ago. It says the changes are only being made on highways designed for higher speeds. The LaSalle Police 2025 annual report shows an increase in calls for service, but the mayor says that increase is being driven by proactive policing, not just emergencies. The report states officers handled more than 16,500 calls in 2025. That is up from just over 11,000 combined police and fire calls the year before. Mayor Crystal Melange, who also serves as chair of the LaSalle Police Services Board, says officers are taking a more preventative approach, and that approach includes thousands of proactive checks and enforcement efforts across the community. In total, police made 180 arrests and laid 352 charges throughout 2025. The report also notes that policing costs reached about $10.7 million in 2025, roughly 3.6% over budget, largely due to staffing pressures, overtime, and increased demand. Closing arguments have been delayed in a Windsor murder trial. 47-year-old Tony Bashara was killed on January 20th of 2024. Glenn Mayer, now 49 years old, has admitted to shooting Bashara at his Lakeshore home hours after confirming what he suspected for months, that his wife and Bashara were having an affair. Mayer testified Monday he only wanted to confront Bashara, but the argument turned physical. The Crown, however, argues Mayer went to Bashara's home armed with a Glock handgun, intent on revenge. Both sides were to present closing arguments today, but that has been delayed until Thursday. After the judge instructs the jury on the law, they will be sequestered while they consider their verdict. Let's take a break now. CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald joins me now for a first look at the weather inside the newsroom tonight. And Gary, we saw showers earlier this afternoon.
You're right about that. Good evening, Stephanie. Good evening, folks. Those showers working right through the heart of Michigan into southwestern Ontario. We saw a few bits moving through, some light drizzle activity along the waterfront, the Riverside area, and then close to the downtown core. It's a west to east movement, but the issue will be behind it, the secondary elements, the wave. We call that post-frontal activity. Could be thundery, and there's a chance of some more of the same for tomorrow. In fact, tomorrow afternoon could be quite active. I'll break down what you need to know as we look ahead to thunderstorms for Thursday and a very warm week to come into the 30s and beyond. That's coming up. For now, I'll send it back to you at the desk.
A Windsor doctor has been reinstated 7 years after losing his license for having a sexual relationship with a patient. CTV's Michelle Molesky joining us tonight with this story. Michelle.
Yeah, Stephanie, Hayder Hazening is now 60 years old, but back in 2009, he was in the middle of a separation, and according to the College of Physicians and Surgeons, he was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder related to physical and psychological abuse he experienced during his marriage. As a result, Hazening engaged in a sexual relationship with a patient for about 7 or 8 months until his license was revoked for it in 2019. Now, he told a therapist, "I was blinded by the fact that this could cause real harm. I was willfully blind at that time in 2009, but have learned the lessons of that year." Since then, Hazening has undertaken considerable and long-standing measures to ensure that this does not happen again. All of this according to the CPSO. Now, in reinstating his license to practice medicine, Hazening will be under direct supervision for about 10 months. He will also face unannounced inspections for both his practice and his patient records. The supervision will only be lifted once the college reevaluates the doctor. Now, Stephanie, it's not clear by the decision or the CPSO website where Dr. Hazening will be able to start practicing medicine again, and as a result, I was unable to reach out to him to contact him to get a comment for the story.
Okay, well, thank you for this update, Michelle Molesky.
You're welcome.
Now, Unifor is leveling new allegations against Windsor's Titan Tool and Die. In a news release sent out today, Unifor National is accusing Titan of canceling retiree benefits and pension supplements. The union also says the company hasn't negotiated a closing agreement, nor had they paid severance to Local 195 workers. As you'll recall, these workers have been locked out since last August. Titan Tool did not respond to our request for comment. Dozens of local iron workers picketing this morning outside the new East End Costco location, which is currently under construction, slamming the company for allegedly outsourcing out-of-town subcontractors.
We're out here to make people in Windsor and Essex aware that Costco is bringing in people from out of town to put up steel when we have a high unemployment, over 8% in Windsor, Essex, and amongst the youth it's over 20%. So I would like to have Costco to have considered the high unemployment here and maybe put some people that were local to work.
Don Smith is one of those local iron workers calling for change on the $130 million development being built on Catherine Street behind Home Depot, and it is expected to include a gas station. The plans call for approximately 25,000 square meters of floor space and just under 1,400 parking spots. CTV News has reached out to Costco Canada for comment. Officials have not responded as of news time. In a new campaign spot, a Michigan Senate hopeful claims President Trump is behind the delayed opening of the Gordie Howe International Bridge, all to help a major donor and competing bridge owner, Matty Maroon.
The Gordie Howe Bridge is finished, but Donald Trump won't open it because the billionaire family that owns the other bridge gave him $1 million.
Mallory McMorrow released this campaign TV spot on Tuesday, claiming Trump is blocking the bridge opening after it was reported the Ambassador Bridge owner made a $1 million donation to the president's super PAC earlier this year. The bridge was set for a ribbon-cutting ceremony on June 12th and subsequent opening before it was abruptly canceled. Canadian leaders said outstanding issues needed to be resolved with the Americans. McMorrow is highlighting the stranded mega project in a much-watched Senate race as she competes against Haley Stevens and Abdul El Sayed in the Democratic primary. Now, do you have a story idea? We want to hear from you. Text us at 10400. You can send photos and videos as well. A community in mourning still ahead on Windsor's news leader. The subdued festivities in Montreal after a deadly tragedy. A major jump for the University of Windsor in a global ranking, but just how high did it go? The answer when we return. Running is booming, and so are run clubs. Tomorrow, the surprising reason these groups have become the hottest social scene in town. That's tomorrow at 6 on CTV News. Start your day with the latest local news. By signing up for our newsletter, you'll get direct local content straight from CTV Windsor to your inbox, including top stories, the forecast, and videos. You can sign up at ctvnewswindsor.ca. In the Middle East, Oman says it has temporarily reopened the Strait of Hormuz, and the Sultanate has designated 2 temporary routes to allow vessels to pass safely through the crucial waterway. Oil prices are down today. They have been fluctuating as traffic through the strait remains restricted. A memorial is building at the site of Monday's deadly shooting in Montreal, where a police officer and a bystander were killed. CTV's Annie Bergeron Oliver now on today's funerals and the ongoing investigation.
In Montreal's Côte-de-Neige neighborhood, there are few signs of Saint Jean-Baptiste Day celebrations. The district is quiet and many activities are canceled, signs of a community in mourning.
I feel just like that, I don't have a lot of energy. I just feel that I wanted to see by myself what I've missed from the inside and wanted to get my things.
Robin Cote witnessed Monday's shooting. Today, on his day off, he came back to the scene to pay his respects.
They put their lives on the line for everyone, and I believe the policeman he saved some people, some of my colleagues that got in the middle of the shootings.
The victims of that shooting laid to rest today. Bystander, 68-year-old Michel Moshe Mizrahi, was remembered as a devoted father and a pillar of Montreal's Jewish community who died a hero.
He didn't just leave the scene. He stayed and he asked other people to run away, to escape, to find refuge.
The big heart, always positive and always joking, always smiling.
Later today, a private funeral will be held for Constable Mohammed Lamin Ben Khadouane. The 34-year-old was one of the first to arrive on scene and had been with the police force since 2001. For those who live and work nearby, the trauma is still very real.
I've never been in an environment post in the situation like I was today. So It's very traumatic, actually, and now that I'm speaking about it, it's actually coming up even more emotional.
Although the police tape is gone and the scene is slowly being cleared, this investigation is still in its early stages, with investigators here again today looking for information that can help explain how and why this tragedy happened. Annie Bergeron-Oliver, CTV News, Montreal.
Ottawa has unveiled the first 3 infrastructure projects considered key in the national interest, and they come with fast-tracking privileges. But nothing has a green light just yet. CTV's Abigail Beeman on what those initiatives are and why they're at the top of the list.
The Building Canada Act.
That bill got royal assent after the government called it urgent. 1 year later, today in Yellowknife, the same government said it's considering using it.
We're marking a major milestone. For the first time, the Government of Canada is initiating the process to potentially list projects under the landmark Building Canada Act.
3 projects are on the table: the Grays Bay Port and Road in Nunavut, the Mackenzie Valley Highway in the Northwest Territories, and, new to the major projects list today, a nuclear waste site in Northern Ontario.
We're going to need to build big things again, both quickly and responsibly, in partnership with Indigenous peoples.
The Major Projects Office, it's kind of like the Gordie Howe Bridge. We see that it's there, but it's not operating as intended, and no one will tell us why.
Conservatives say the announcement should have happened a year ago.
The rhetoric coming from the Carney government and the action are 2 different things.
While 14 First Nations are suing the federal government over the Building Canada Act legislation and Ontario for its similar Bill 5.
I'm shocked that the public isn't in outrage over this. These are authoritarian acts.
The lawyer representing the First Nations says any consultation the feds are promising is lip service.
Can tweak around the edges. So we're going to do this thing regardless, is what they're saying. We'll consult with you, but we predetermine the outcome. So how meaningful is that?
Government officials said consultations on the 3 projects will begin shortly. The goal is for Cabinet to decide if they are in the national interest in the fall. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Ottawa.
CAA is closing its offices in Windsor and Leamington. CAA's website doesn't list the 2 Essex County locations among the list of store closures. But a sign on the door of the Windsor office in the Roundhouse Centre says this store will be permanently closing on August 7th of 2026. We apologize for any inconvenience the closure causes. Calls to CAA have not been returned. The University of Windsor has reached a record high position in a prestigious global ranking. The university placed 537th out of 1,504 measured universities in the QS World University Rankings. That's its highest ever finish, up 9 places from last year's ranking. It also puts the University of Windsor among the world's top 20% for research impact. The QS rankings have tracked university progress for 23 years. The university's president says the improved ranking makes Windsor a more attractive place for students, faculty, and grants.
Not to be too competitive with the other universities, but us passing the University of Guelph, I think, is a really important milestone. Frankly, I think it really helps put a spotlight on the quality of this institution and its researchers for all kinds of parties, including the federal and provincial government.
Windsor has launched its own innovative district in the downtown core.
2, 1.
Officials unveiled new banners on light posts surrounding Ferry Street. Each post has a QR code to educate people on the banners and the partners involved in the district. The launch intends to give a visible identity to Windsor's innovative organizations in the core. Led by the We Tech Alliance, the hope is to attract new investment, support talent retention, and encourage entrepreneurship.
We don't want to see empty sidewalks. We want to see filled sidewalks. We want more tech companies to come to downtown. And as we look to what's next, it's more of these events, innovation challenges, bringing conferences here. We'll be launching pop-up co-working days next month. And so trying to kind of bring workers downtown.
Losses in energy and base metal stocks dragged down Canada's main stock index today. In Toronto, the TSX lost 191 points. In New York, the Dow gained 182, the Nasdaq fell 110. The Canadian dollar is down 0.17 of a cent today. On commodity markets, gold lost more than $140 an ounce and oil fell to $87 a barrel. A local mother-son duo are taking on the country, competing on the new season of The Amazing Race Canada.
Thank you, Michael Duff, for the CTV News weather snapshot today. Beautiful beach scene, but cloudy conditions. The story perhaps for tomorrow, we'll see more thunder and lightning perhaps. We'll break down the forecast and talk about things heating up into next week, next on CTV News Windsor.
A look outside at around 10 a.m. We did see showers in the afternoon. Gary joins me again for an extended look at the weather. Gary.
Yes, I was in disagreement with Environment Canada. I'm physically here. They have resources spread out all over the country. They do good work, but they were calling for showers beginning at 9. We saw them at around 3:15 down by the riverside. Temperatures in the mid-20s as forecast, in agreement with our good friends at the weather office, but showers linger, and they've started a lot earlier than 9 p.m. a good 6 hours, and it just happens to be the way the models, computer simulations run. Sometimes it's a miss. Air quality, 2 on a scale of 1 to 10. So air quality not an issue. Temperatures in the low 20s, hovering around 22 to 23 degrees Celsius. That's about 71 to 73 degrees Fahrenheit under cloudy conditions with showers. There is potential for some thunderstorm activity. More on that in just a moment. Temperatures range across the country from mid to upper teens to mid-20s, as we would expect. And southern Ontario is seeing warmth and humidity on the rise over the next few days. And some of that warmth was a big part of the story that we see the cold front in behind some of that warm, soupy, moisture-laden, energized air producing showers, working its way from southern parts of Michigan due east towards southwestern Ontario. In behind it, we'll see residual effects, what we call post-frontal. The initial wave works through, but there's still instability behind it. So we have secondary and tertiary effects. And that's why there could be lingering showers tonight through 8 o'clock, 10, and maybe even past midnight. Temperatures at 8 o'clock, about 20 to 22 degrees. By midnight, cloudy still and showers a possibility about 17. The overnight low technically tomorrow morning will be close to about 15. Tomorrow, thunder showers a possibility, especially in the afternoon, a high of 25. Then fairer weather, mixture of sun and cloud Friday, 24. 25 on Saturday, cloudy. Sunday, technically the first day of the week, 28, followed by 31. Both days, Sunday and Monday, above seasonal, a mixture of sun and cloud expected. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, 33 and 33 showers and or thunderstorms possible. It's going to be humid, and it'll feel like the upper 30s the middle of next week.
We have more tonight on Windsor's newest Amazing Racer. CTV had the chance to speak with Amin and Soraya Fidel this morning, 2 weeks before their debut on the popular summer competition.
I was quite nervous because I wasn't sure if I would be up for the challenges, but when you're in it, anything can happen, and just having that confidence to just try and get through each challenge shows you that you can do something outside your box, outside your comfort zone, and still, get it done.
The The Fidels are one of 10 contestants on The Amazing Race Canada, which debuts July 7th. The mother-son duo can't share any details about the show itself, other than to say they were approached by the show's producers after seeing their social media presence. The Fidels own Cedar Valley Chips, a locally made pita chip company, which just recently opened a new warehouse. They had to walk away from their business for the month-long filming of the show, and Amin says they leaned on their staff of 55 to keep the business going in their absence.
We gave all of our employees more responsibilities. We gave them more tasks to do, and really they felt like they had a new sense of responsibility and ownership of their departments, right? And so they felt more trusted and more honored to be, hey, I own this position, I own this department, I'm going to go and make sure that everything's taken care of while Amin and Soraya are away.
And 4 dancers from our region are preparing to show their moves at a World Cup in Ireland.
It's really exciting because when we get to Ireland, we're going to be able to see like so many different countries and different dancers from all over the world.
Dancers from Bell River, Tecumseh and Chatham-Kent representing Team Canada. They leave for Dublin in about 2 weeks to compete in the 2026 Dance World Cup. The competition features 11,000 dancers from more than 50 countries. In recent months, the girls have been fundraising to help cover the costs of flights, hotels, and costumes. Last night, they received a final send-off from friends and family at a gathering in Tecumseh. Feeling the nerves ahead of the international showing, they say they're confident months of preparation will now pay off.
This is the second biggest stage, I think, other than the Olympics. Yeah, so very nerve-wracking but very exciting. It's a great opportunity.
After team success comes individual recognition, a prestigious honor for Stubby Clapp. Coming up on The Sideline. Stay tuned.
We are on the sidelines with Bob Bellachico tonight. And Bob, we told viewers yesterday that former Windsor Spitfire DJ Smith is on the move again, but you had the chance to talk to him since.
I did, and you know what? He didn't get the job in LA, but maybe things work out the way they're supposed to, maybe for the better too. He is now with the Edmonton Oilers. Now, DJ tells me he was a bit disappointed to not get the job in LA, but eventually, that eventually went to Peter Laviolette. Now, after all, he did have an 11-6-6 record down the stretch last season before the Kings were swept in the first round by the Colorado Avalanche, the best team in the NHL, by the way, during the regular season. DJ says Babcock was the first call he got. Now he's looking forward to reacquainting with Mike and working with arguably the best 2 players in the league in Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. Babcock first brought DJ into the league with Toronto in 2015 after he won the Memorial Cup with the Washington Generals.
For that, I'll forever be thankful. Obviously, in the game in the NHL is different than junior, just the day-to-day and the things that happen. And I've worked with Mike, and I think this time it's going to be real smooth. I mean, part of coaching is having disagreements and what have you, but what we have now is trust, and we've worked together before.
They're going to do good things over there. Now, DJ has worked with this guy. That's former Spitfire Taylor Hall in Raleigh, North Carolina on Monday. Around 200,000 Caniacs celebrated Hall, Jalen Chatfield, and the Carolina Hurricanes during their Stanley Cup parade. The drone shot right here gives you an idea of how many fans were excited to see the Canes end their 20-year drought. The region experienced a $13.4 million economic boost from 3 home games and watch parties. Amazing. Now, let's talk Spitfires for a second. They held their orientation camp last weekend. All of their draft picks, I should say, were in town learning about the team that drafted them. I got to meet Lachlan Whalen, the first-round pick. He's very engaging and thankful and very thrilled to be a Windsor Spitfire. Whalen is moving away from home for the first time. He says he'll miss his family, especially his little brother, but is looking forward to growing up with a team, with a young team.
Coming in, I want to be someone that's going to be able to adapt and be able to learn everything that's going to be here. Like looking out to the rink, it's definitely something that you want to be at every single day. And maybe to fill in the shoes of being, a role model or leader here one day, it's going to be really cool. But just coming in at such a young age is something that I just want to learn and embrace, getting ready for the next couple steps.
Bob, I just want to point out, I can't imagine leaving my house like at a young age or allowing my son or daughter to leave at that age.
That's one of the reasons why I asked him that question, because he's always played at home with the Red Devils. So for him to leave, I thought, wow, but you know, you want to chase the dream, you have to leave.
Yeah, thank God for FaceTime. Okay, and it was a great night for baseball at LaCasse Park on Tuesday, and a good matchup too.
Well, it's always fun when these two teams hook up, of course. The Windsor Stars and the Tecumseh Thunder senior teams squared off. Let's check out some of the action here. And this one was a pitcher's night for sure. Kyle Breitner with the K to close out the inning right here. Scoreless through 4. Josh Hudwagner sends it deep into left field for a sac fly. He drove in another run in the 6th inning as Windsor won 2-0. The team that represents Ontario at Nationals more times than not is either from Tecumseh or Windsor, believe it or not. Last year, it wasn't one of them. It was Leaside. The Stars and Thunder want to rectify that situation.
I think 1 through 9, they have a great roster, so do we. We picked up some new guys from the select junior team that won the national championship last year. So to add those pieces has really helped us this year.
Alrighty, look who's back. You're probably going, who's this? Well, for those of you who don't follow, this is Eric Cunningham. He was a 3-year standout at Wayne State University in Detroit. Eric was also part of a championship team at St. Clair and also with the Thunder. The 34-year-old has a young family and thought he was done with baseball.
If I can do it and not do it and not do it and not do it, and then there's still something inside that says you got to go, then that's kind of what happened here.
Perfect timing. Great to have him back. Great team guy. Great baseball IQ guy. So those mistakes we're making on the field right now, he's going to be around to help those guys out and get us through those games and move forward into July and get ready for those Olymps.
Hey, never say never. Never too late to keep it going. So congratulations to Anu Chan. The Massey Mustangs runner won silver in the 800-meter at the U20 National Championships in Ottawa last weekend. Caitlin Gravel of St. Joe's brought home bronze in the 400-meter. Now, last order of business on the high school scene. Let's check it out, the big awards. Let's start with the Adamolu Athletes of the Year. Ty Vittamore of Holy Names, Caleb Kavanagh of Essex, along with Anna Posey of Holy Names and Ava Harrison of Essex. Congratulations to them. And the Windsor-Essex County Sports Hall of Fame Student Athletes of the Year, Ronald Adago of Holy Names, Braden Kavanagh, Caleb's twin of Essex, Serena Milne of Assumption, and Erie Migration four-sport athlete, Natalie Milne. Congratulations to everybody on a great season. Now I'm excited about this one. Let's head into the ring. I'd like to introduce you to young Bella Rive of the Border City Boxing Club. Check this out. What a crisp boxer at only the age of 12. Bella won gold in the 105-pound Junior A division at an all-female boxing tournament in Mississauga last weekend. She took up boxing a couple of years ago, but her coaches say Bella has really flourished in the past few months. What do her friends think of her being a boxer?
They're happy for me. They think it's good for me. All the physical activity and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think of boxing?
I like it a lot. It gives me something to do after school. It makes me happy. There's a lot of good people here.
I think in the beginning she thought she was more like playing at it, and now it's like she wants it, and you can tell if you see her, if you watch her when she's on, man, she's going to be unstoppable.
Okay, I don't want to jump the gun, but she is a really crisp boxer at 12. She's got the movements and she's tight when she pulls them off, and she's got great footwork, and she's only been in this thing for 2 years. So I'm looking for big things from her coming up in the future.
I love any young woman who can protect themselves in any way. So I go for that sport. I love it. Okay, so Bob, we've heard this a few times over the years that Windsor is a hotbed for baseball. One of ours was celebrated last weekend.
Yeah, always a hotbed. And yes, Stubby Clapp. He is now a member of the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame. He is in the hall with 2 different teams, but now Stubby Clapp goes in as a player.
Complete transparency right now. I'm actually looking around, and it's just hitting me. You know, it's kind of looking around and seeing the plaques. I'm feeling a little overwhelmed. To be able to be considered amongst all these people is, you know, truly humbling.
Might I say, this is long overdue. Stubby was a staple in the Canadian national team. He played for and is now a coach for the St. Louis Cardinals. Stubby was one of 6 inductees into St. Mary's Hall of Fame there on Saturday, along with former Toronto Blue Jay Devon White and former Montreal Expos ace Bill Stoneman. You heard him earlier say it was humbling to be inducted. It's something he never imagined growing up in a little small town Windsor.
It's not on your radar as a kid. You know, you show up, you show up at Optimus Park playing for Windsor Central one day, and Guy Cottrell's your coach, and you're playing with, you know, a bunch of your friends from around the park, and then next thing you know, you're standing here in the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame. It feels like a big whirlwind, and I'm completely just caught off guard and humbled for the opportunity, and to be considered anything like this is just truly special.
Okay, so quick story. I went to San Francisco in 2008. I only have 30 seconds. So I interviewed Russell Martin, who was a catcher, played for Team Canada. My focus on the story was Stubby Clapp. So first 2 questions, all about Stubby, being, you know, who he is, and he's just Captain Canada, right? Cut me off. Says, I got to go. I'll talk to you after. Never came back.
Really?
Never came. He was playing for the LA Dodgers back then. Never came back, and I thought, he's jealous because our guy rocks the house. That's
Jealousy.
why.
Yeah, Captain Canada. Okay, that's On the Sidelines with Bob Belichico. Thank you for this, Bob.
Yep, no problem.
Melanie Kentner joining me now. Melanie, it's almost time to check in on what's happening now. What do you have for us tonight?
Well, did you know no matter how many tickets you get, you can still get insurance? I'll tell you about the all-comers rule coming up.
This is your CTV Windsor Our Community Calendar. Get ready for the 37th Annual Essex Fun Fest. It's coming July 2nd to the 5th. Enjoy 4 days of family-filled fun and excitement you don't want to miss. See you next time on Our Community.
Melanie, following that stunt driving story earlier on in the show, you have more about the effect that speeding tickets can have on auto insurance.
That's right. A bad driving record can make it much harder and far more expensive to find coverage. But in Ontario, it doesn't necessarily leave a driver completely uninsured. Drivers with multiple tickets or convictions may no longer qualify with a standard insurance company. In those cases, a broker may have to place them with a higher risk provider, where premiums can climb significantly.
In Ontario, we have what's called the all-comers rule. So we have to quote and offer insurance to every client that comes through our door. We can't just say no. So if they have multiple tickets or multiple convictions and a regular insurance company can't cover them, they will go into what's called facility association. So facility would be bottom of the barrel, rates through the roof for sure.
We've got those details and more online at ctvnewswindsor.ca.
And we also have a story online, Melanie, about a bust at the Ambassador Bridge.
Yes, a Canadian returning from the United States landed themselves in hot water with border officers. CBSA officers seized about $23,000 worth of undeclared nicotine vapes at the Ambassador Bridge. The traveler was fined $21,000. Border officers are reminding travelers that not declaring goods has consequences. And in our social spotlight, this girl was probably the talk of the birthday party. Wow, looks like she gave that piñata the people's elbow. Kids usually just hit the piñata, but this girl clearly has been watching some wrestling. Must have been some good treats in there, Stephanie.
Well, I think sometimes when you do piñatas, Melanie, there's like a point where everyone's like, okay, no one has broke it, like, let's get it done. And clearly it wasn't her turn. She just went at it, so maybe she was just like, yeah, I want the candy. Let's go. Let's get this over with.
It's true. She got the job done.
Okay, and that's what's happening now. Thank you, Melanie. When we return, age is just a number for this 40-year-old mom who's punching her way to success. I will never, ever get tired of your beautiful video of flowers.
Thank you.
I love them. I love them.
Appreciate that.
It sparks joy in my heart, Gary.
Well, I appreciate that very much, Stephanie. Aren't you sweet?
Thank you so much.
You know, I was having some difficulty earlier because of, just timing this situation. The forecast parameters were suggesting much later. I had to go against the grain. Thankfully I did. We're in showers now. We'll see more showers and potential thunderstorms late tonight, potentially tomorrow again. Temperatures in the mid-20s today, tomorrow, so that's 25, 24 degrees. Saturday, Sunday, cloudy, then fair, 25, 28. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the average temperature is about 32, feeling like 36, 37. It will really feel humid. Humidex values could reach 40 the week after that, so summer is certainly going to take hold.
Okay, sunscreen. Okay, Travis, a heartwarming story coming up tonight at 11.
Yeah, speaking about how warm it's going to be in the forecast, we're going to warm your heart tonight at 11. We're going to introduce you to a 14-year-old Windsor boy who's had to grow up with scoliosis. He's expected to undergo a major spinal surgery soon, which of course comes with quite a recovery. Thanks to some local philanthropy, he'll now have a super cool and comfy new bedroom to tackle that recovery in. We'll show you it and introduce you to Nicholas Tenolio tonight at 11.
Looking forward to it. Okay, we want to introduce you to Amber Doster. The 40-year-old mom got into boxing a couple of years ago after bringing her son to the gym. Now she is fully involved. We asked her, what do her friends think?
They think I'm nuts. Especially I boxed my entire time I was pregnant up until the morning that I went into labor.
Okay, listen to this. Amber used to run and ran her first marathon 8 months pregnant. And then this is hard to believe. 2 days after giving birth, she ran another race. The mother of two was actually never an athlete at all. In high school, she says she weighed over 300 pounds. Now she's fighting at 150 and won silver as an elite novice last weekend. I'll say I'm kind of close to her age, or maybe her age. That is a lot to accomplish, especially with having kids. It's incredible.
Yeah.
I get tired walking up 6 flights of stairs to get in.
Agreed.
And all that.
Yeah.
Agreed.
300 pounds?
300 pounds.
Wow, that's incredible. Yeah, she's a rock star.
Yeah, I mean, goes to show you can change up your lifestyle, doesn't matter at what age, or whether you have to give birth to kids, which is, yeah. Okay, on behalf of our dedicated team here at CTV News Windsor, thank you for watching.
For updates throughout the evening, go to ctvnewswindsor.ca.
Gary and I will be back with your only late local newscast at 11.
Good night.
See you.